Hi everyone, and welcome back to Mindful 101, the channel. Have you ever wondered why we feel so deeply attached to our own thoughts and emotions? Why does life sometimes feel so heavy? And why do we find ourselves suffering over things we can't control? It's called the Five Aggregates, or Skandhas in Sanskrit. This concept explains the five essential components that, when combined, create what we call our self and our entire experience of life. Understanding these aggregates is the key to reducing suffering, letting go of unnecessary attachments, and discovering a more peaceful way of being. So today, we're going to dive deep into the five aggregates, what they are, why they are so crucial to understand, and how seeing them clearly can liberate us from the burdens we carry. So, what exactly are the five aggregates? Think of them as five natural, interconnected processes. They are constantly arising, existing for a moment, and then passing away. Together, they create the illusion of a solid, permanent self or a continuous life experience. The first aggregate is form, or Rupa. This refers to anything physical. It's our body, the chair you're sitting on, the air you're breathing, the device you're watching this on. It encompasses the classical elements of earth, water, fire, and air. Essentially, anything material that comes into being and will eventually decay belongs to this category of form. Next, we have feeling, or Vedana. These are the raw sensations we experience through our senses. Every moment, we are experiencing something, and it falls into one of three categories: pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. A warm cup of tea might bring a pleasant feeling. A headache is unpleasant. And the sensation of your clothes against your skin might be neutral. These feelings are constantly shifting and changing. The third aggregate is perception, or Sanna. This is the mental process of recognizing and labeling our experiences. It's the part of our mind that says, "That's a tree," "This is a sad song," or "I am feeling happy." Perception gives meaning and context to the raw data we receive from our senses and feelings. Fourth, we have mental formations, or Sankhara. This is a big one. It includes all our thoughts, intentions, opinions, habits, and aversions. It's the voice in our head that plans for the future, replays the past, and makes judgments. Finally, the fifth aggregate is consciousness, or Vinnana. This is the fundamental quality of awareness itself. It's the knowing that allows us to be aware of form, feeling, perception, and mental formations. A feeling, or a thought and experience arises. Life, as we know it, happens in that moment of contact. Together, these five processes weave the tapestry of our reality, creating the powerful sense of me and mine. Now, you might be thinking, this is interesting philosophy, but why is it important for my daily life? Understanding the five aggregates is absolutely essential for one simple reason. They are the direct source of our suffering. The Buddha stated it very clearly. In short, attachment to the five aggregates is suffering. When we cling to our body, believing this body is me, we suffer when it gets sick or ages. When we cling to a pleasant feeling, we suffer when it inevitably fades away. When we identify with a particular thought or belief as mine, we suffer when it's challenged. This clinging, this mistaken identification is the root cause of our discontent. Furthermore, the aggregates are the very basis of karma. They form the intricate system through which our actions, or karma, and their consequences operate. As long as we are identified with these five processes, believing we are our thoughts, our body, our feelings, we continue to plant new karmic seeds and are bound to experience their results, keeping us stuck in a cycle of action and reaction. In the Four Noble Truths, one of the most fundamental teachings of Buddhism, the first step is to fully understand suffering. To do this, we must know the five aggregates clearly, recognizing them for what they are: impersonal. Ever-changing processes allows us to see reality as it truly is, without the distortion of ego and attachment. This clear seeing is what begins to dissolve ignorance and free us from its grip. So, what is the ultimate purpose of knowing the five aggregates? It's not just about intellectual understanding. The goal is profound and transformative, to let go of our deep-seated attachments and find true, lasting freedom. The practice helps us separate the idea of a self from the things that are simply being known. We are not our thoughts. We are the awareness in which thoughts appear. We are not our emotions. We are the space in which emotions are felt. Seeing this truth helps us realize that the aggregates are not us and we are not them. They are simply natural phenomena passing through our awareness. When we begin to see this clearly, something amazing happens. We start to develop dispassion and reduce craving. The Buddha used a beautiful analogy of a child playing with a little house made of sand. The child loves the sandcastle and is fully engaged with it. But eventually, the child understands that it's just sand and it won't last forever. When the tide comes in, the child is not devastated because they understand its impermanent nature. Similarly, when we see the impermanence of our body, feelings, and thoughts, we naturally stop clinging to them so tightly. Our grip loosens. Ultimately, this path leads to the ultimate freedom, known as nirvana. Consciousness no longer has a place to rest, no form, feeling, or thought to cling to. The sense of a separate, solid self dissolves. We return to our unconditioned, true nature, free from the endless cycle of birth, death, and suffering. Let's bring this down to a more relatable, everyday example. Think of the 5 aggregates as a heavy backpack you've been carrying your whole life. As long as you believe this backpack is me, every step is a struggle. It's exhausting and heavy. But what if you could pause, take it off, and set it on the ground? You'd realize it's just a backpack, it's not you. Suddenly you feel lighter, freer, and more at ease. That's what observing the aggregates does for us. Or think of your thoughts and emotions like clouds passing through the vast open sky. The sky is your true nature, spacious and unaffected. The clouds your thoughts and feelings arise, drift by, and disappear. By simply observing them without clinging, you can remain peaceful and centered, no matter the weather in your mind. So, to summarize what we've covered today, the 5 aggregates are the 5 natural processes that make up our experience. They are constantly changing, and they are not our true self. The suffering we experience comes from mistakenly identifying with them and clinging to them. By understanding and observing these processes clearly, without judgment, we can begin to loosen our grip, reduce our suffering, and move toward a state of genuine freedom and peace. Here's a simple practice you can try today. Just take a few minutes to sit quietly. As thoughts, feelings, or bodily sensations arise, just observe them. Label them gently in your mind: a thought about work, a feeling of warmth, the sound of a car. Notice how they appear on their own, stay for a moment, and then pass away. See if you can do this without getting carried away by them, without identifying them as me or mine. Just watch the show. Understanding the 5 aggregates isn't just an abstract philosophical exercise. It's a practical, hands-on guide to living with more peace, balance, and mindfulness every single day. Thank you so much for joining me today. In our next episode, we'll explore how to apply these powerful insights through specific meditation and mindfulness practices, helping you cultivate a lasting sense of calm and clarity in your life. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. See you next time.